Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and of course we have fabulous guests, and we're at a different location, which I'm quite sure you understand with what's going on with the world. It's not only in Vegas. We always think that this pandemic is exactly where we live, but it's not. It's all over the world. So everybody is having the same problem as we're all having, but we are not having a problem because we're still recording. I have Christi Kendall with me. How are you?
I'm good. It's lovely to be here.
It's lovely to have you. Isn't she beautiful? My goodness. Now, you are a life coach. I've often wondered, we call ourselves a life coach. Are people's lives in jeopardy? Well, they probably are in jeopardy at the moment, actually, thinking about it. You've probably got more work now than you've ever had.
Well, I think people just have a little more time right now.
How about a whole lot of time?
To focus on different things that they've been able to more focus on themselves and things like that.
But I was thinking, because of what's going on, they might want to call you more to find out what's going on with their lives. Because a life coach, I presume, is somebody, not presume, I know. A life coach is, you try to help them with their lives and which way to go, left, right, forward, whatever. What is your expertise and the one that you really like?
Yes. So life coaching is about training our mind. We work on our fitness and we hire coaches for sports and things like that. But when we work on our mindset and really train our minds for success, we get faster and better results. So
training your mind, I know that there's a big thing out there that your life is formed by you're 5 years old. That's what they say. They say, a lot of stuff is formed within the first 5 years.
Definitely parts of your brain are formed in that amount of time.
Yes.
Personality, things like that. But you're still very programmable.
Very vulnerable, and you can pick everything up still as to what you want. I think people have a misconception with that. A lot of people, well, you can't change and you are like this and this is what you are in the first 5 years. And so I think a lot of people get confused with that. But they don't realize that now they become their own being. Even, in their 20s they start, when they go to college.
Yeah.
And when does somebody really start forming of who they are?
Oh, right. Birth.
Birth.
Definitely birth. And, the thing about our brains is our brains are, it's a powerful thing. But you're working with your conscious and your subconscious mind, your unconscious.
Okay.
And the unconscious is really what's running the show. And that's what's highly formed by 5, but you are still being programmed. You're driving down the street and you read a billboard. That's a subconscious program. You can
I'm learning now. I'm learning. Yes,
you can take that on as a belief or not. But, there's different TV. Why do they call them programs? It's programming your subconscious mind, music.
But it's all subconscious then.
Yes, 90% of everything
now,
is.
Anybody listening to this out there would think, well, what is conscious if 95% is subconscious? We're wandering around.
Conscious is what you're aware of. This is conscious. We are aware that we're sitting here together.
Cool. Very cool. I love it. I like how you explain things because a lot of people out there don't understand. My conscious mind, my unconscious, which one works, which one doesn't work. How do you get yourself to make the subconscious mind work?
Well, they're both working for us all the time. What we're doing with coaching is just being really intentional with our lives. We want to be intentional. We want to have clarity. We want to know what we're creating because we are creating. And
do we create every day?
Every day, but oftentimes we're just creating from that unconscious place.
Okay.
So we're repeating patterns, habits, our perspectives that are developed from survival mode and past traumas and
that
situations.
Stops you from moving forward. If you're always in that realm, then you keep doing the same thing all the time.
Right.
So you're not getting anywhere.
Yes.
Because repetitive.
Your subconscious mind creates repeated patterns until you figure it out because it's always trying to process and figure it out.
How does a normal person out there, not myself, I'm not quite normal yet, how does a normal person out there come over this? And how do they, what are the first things that they should do to get themselves conscious and get themselves moving forward to where they really want to be?
Knowing that you want to move forward is step one.
So that's
being
the first
aware
one.
That you're in charge of
you're
yourself
in
and your
control
life,
of
taking
your
that
body.
Responsibility for yourself. And then also you can just kind of look at where you're blocked. And by blocked, I mean where you're not getting results that you want. Where are you feeling frustrated or stuck or not feeling at peace, right? Because what we want is to feel loved and have inner peace.
Yes.
So if you're not in flow with that, there's something stopping you and blocking you.
And this is probably why so many people have dogs. You know, they've got a dog to love them.
Yes,
Because everybody needs love.
absolutely.
They need music and they need love. It's two things. Can't live without music and obviously air, but you can't live without love. And everybody, not everybody, but the majority of people are thriving to have that love, and wherever it may come from.
Absolutely. You know, I would say everybody who comes to me for coaching, even if it's for a career move or a money thing or sales, anything like that, the root of everything is relationships, because it's about we want to be loved. And
Yeah.
that is our
Our
as
goal.
human beings,
Yeah.
that is our number one thing, whether we're conscious of it or not.
Yes.
That's-
Because I've noticed that out there, the majority of people, they're thriving for that. I watch people and I think, that's all they want, or they'll go and get a dog, so at least they've got somebody to love them.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of lonely women in this town.
Yeah.
And so I find, so when somebody comes into you, so you just kind of get them on the track of everyday life, or getting into another job, or changing the way they're thinking.
A little bit of everything, so it just depends on the person and I work mostly with entrepreneurial women.
Oh, okay.
Trying to,
Get them to the
grow
next
their
level.
business, buy real estate, become an investor, start a practice, things like that. So it's usually an awareness that
Yeah.
they're
They
responsible
probably
for
don't-
themselves.
Yeah, they don't know they've got all this in there.
They don't know how to get themselves to the next level. They've read the books, they've taken the classes, they've done their reading, they've done what they know and can
Everything
do.
that they should do.
And then
Okay.
they're like, okay, now what?
Now what do I do?
And so that's when they hire me, and then we can just get, what do you want? That's the number one question. What
Okay,
do you
so
want?
when you find out what they want, how did you find out to do what you wanted to do? Did you have a life coach to help you? Did you read the books? Because now you're saying to me that they can read all the books. Everyone's read all the books. They still haven't got anywhere.
Yes. Yeah, that's why we need people that can see the 360-degree view of our lives. So even if we read the book, we're still blocked by our own little perspective of tunnel vision.
A little tunnel vision.
That's our subconscious mind,
Yes,
right? So
yes.
you might read a book and get an epiphany or an aha, but when you have somebody that can just take a look at the whole picture, that 360-degree view can give you some quick shifts that will get you big results.
And how do you, when somebody, you've got a client and you look at them and you see them and you obviously ask a few questions about them,
Yes.
how do you see that picture? Or are you sort of explain to everyone the same sort of thing?
Well, it's going to be different with everybody. Because
Okay.
there are very similar things with everybody, though.
Yes, because we're all human.
We are human,
Some
so
are
we
male
have some
and
basic.
some are female.
Yes, and women in general struggle with, our image and certain aspects of believing in ourselves, and parts of where we question ourselves and our worth.
Being insecure with our body.
Self-esteem,
Yeah.
yeah. Self-esteem, confidence. And so when you take a look at that and you start to shift that, everything outside of ourselves shifts. We're energy beings.
Why do so many of us beat ourselves up when we do? Well, I don't look good, or I'm too fat, or I'm too skinny, or I'm this, or whatever they want. But we always seem to be, instead of saying, I'm good at this, instead of, and I know a majority of people, you even ask them how you think, oh, I'm okay. And you go, oh, you don't sound okay. But why do we do that?
Well, everybody has an inner critic. That's what that is. That little voice inside your head that's a little liar, little mean girl telling you all these things.
Listen to this. Really?
Everybody has it. But when you've had a severe trauma, the younger you are, and the bigger the trauma, the more ferocious that inner critic is. And so sometimes that's just really hard to get over. But there are some very foundational practical tools.
Give me a couple of them, so that our audience know a couple of the things that the women out there that are probably afraid to get a coach in, because they're probably even frightened to have a coach, because they don't want the coach to know everything about them, of what they do and how they are, because they're afraid.
Yeah, so knowing that a coach is on your side and will
There
never
are. That's
judge you.
Number one, coach is on your side.
As far as overcoming that inner critic, the first thing you can do is just recognize, oh, that's that voice in my head. That's not me. That's not my truth. And I have all my girls, I have a program called I Am the Sunshine. It's the Sunshine System.
Okay.
And the first thing we do is recognize her and then name her. So my inner critic is called Mean Girl. Oh, that's the mean girl.
Oh, I see what you mean, because that's the one that's trying to sort of stop you. I call it the devil, actually.
The devil's a perfect name for that mean girl.
when I see that I'm not doing something, or I'm being held back to do it, and I think, oh, that devil's getting hold of me and doesn't want me to do it because he doesn't want me to go forward, and then I have to get over that, because I'm sure I have the same problems of everybody else out there, because I think we all have these problems.
Everybody has that inner critic. It's just how ferocious is yours. You're very aware of it, obviously.
I'm very aware, yes.
And you've named her. And so the next step is, after you've recognized it, is compassion. The replacement for the inner critic
to yourself.
Because the replacement for inner critic is nurture. Your inner nurture girl.
Yourself.
People make much more bold, ambitious moves in life when they feel good.
Yes.
So we think that little inner critic is serving us by, shaming us or pushing us forward.
They're trying to keep us back from what we really want to do. So if we undress ourselves of all that garbage, as we call it, which it is garbage because it's not going to get you anywhere. I guess that's a good point. If you recognize the things that are not going to get you anywhere, then stop thinking about them, get rid of them.
Yes.
Right?
Replace them. Or we can't get rid of it all. Like, really, show me a human being on the planet Earth that doesn't have a little inner critic that shows up once in a while. But to be able to say, oh, that's the devil.
Yes. There you go.
And replace it with compassion. Okay, she's showing up because I'm scared. Or she's showing up because...
Or I'm accepted because I'm weak.
Yeah.
Because I'm not thinking the right way.
That's the inner critic calling you weak.
Yes.
So that's the little devil in there too.
Yes.
But being compassionate, being mindful and compassionate for yourself will give you much more strength and courage to move forward and to do those things that are scary or bold.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. So how do you get your clientele? Is it through word of mouth, or is it advertising? How do you do that?
Word of mouth is a big deal in this world. That's just
definitely
natural. That happens really organically and
Absolutely.
naturally.
Yes.
But my Sunshine System online, that's done through a marketing process. I
It's
hired a
called
marketing company.
Sunshine. You hired a marketing company. You trusted the marketing company. I'm sure you probably researched them. Because of your business, do you find that you kind of have an advantage of knowing people and how they talk and what they say and what they do?
I had to work really hard at that, to get that, to have to
good
feel the
network.
confidence to network and to
yes.
get out there and meet people. But having done it for so long, and my background is interior design, that's kind of how I got into all of this.
Oh.
So I just had kind of an evolutionary process with my networking. So it's just kind of, it's a blessing to have people.
Yes, because if you're choosing furniture for somebody's living room, you're going to choose that's going to make you happy. Mm-hmm. Now my house is full of a bunch of antiques, so I guess I'm an antique, which could be true. but everybody has a different personality on that.
Yes.
Some people want the orange, some people want the red, some people want the black, or the dark colors, or the grays, or whatever the case may be. But isn't that their kind of personality of who they?
Definitely.
Part of who they are is their home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. How can anybody reach you out there?
So I have my Sunshine System. So you can go to iamthesunshine.com and you'll find the Sunshine System there. I'm on social media. It's Christi Kendall. Instagram, Facebook, all of it.
And how's it doing now with this COVID thing? Is it? I would think you'll be very busy, which I said at the
so it
beginning.
just kind of shifted. My seminars in person and my big retreats and big events didn't get to happen, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But we just kind of transitioned that, and we did online. We did the online class and group, and I have a live support group, and we do our coaching calls on Zoom and things like that. And then I also started a membership site.
Oh, wonderful.
So anybody has access to coaching. It's just an inexpensive way to be a part of coaching and support and just to be around that positive mindset.
So if you have a membership thing, does that cost money to become a member?
It does. It's $27 a month. And
$27 a month.
$27
And does
a month.
that mean they can come on anytime they want or when they want? How does that work?
Yeah, we have a private online Facebook group. So I give them, and I have an online classroom.
Online classroom.
We do online coaching calls. So me personally, we get on there and we do it. So it's, even though you're in a group setting, you get that one-on-one coaching. And
fabulous.
Materials and audios and things that support your process and your journey and your mindset, it's all available in the classroom.
What's been your hardest challenge in trying to change somebody or try to help them when you look at them and they're in desperate need for you?
Yeah, so now I have clarity on who that girl is or guy is that really wants the help. you know, starting out, that was a little more of a struggle just because you want to help everybody.
Of course.
And everybody isn't ready for it.
No.
And everybody isn't willing to pay for it. And coaching it's not for everyone. Not everybody can afford it.
No.
But there are starting places for every part of where you are. And that's part of why I created the membership site, is so that it was accessible to more people.
So accessible to, so if they come in for 1 month, 2 months, they can come in for whenever.
As long as they want,
whatever,
a month.
as long or as short as they want. They want it for a month and whatever
Yeah.
it may be. So your challenge, you've actually overcome a lot of your challenges.
For
Would
sure.
you say that?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is that because you know yourself within now?
Now I know myself from within, but not when I started out.
And none of us do. When
Yeah.
we start something new, none of us know exactly where it's going, and we have to make ourselves feel comfortable.
Yes.
And once we're comfortable, and we have that power to be able to talk to somebody else, that other person should know how you feel, so that they can't really get through to you, or you don't become one of them. You're
I
not.
feel like us as people, you know, when you go to this store and you find this amazing new laundry soap, you tell all your friends.
Yes.
I think it's human nature that when something is helped us or is good for us or we're excited about it, we want to share it with everybody.
Yes.
So when we do that healing or progress within ourselves, we want to share it with everybody
Of
else.
course.
And that's really my passion. It's, you know, I come from a background of not believing in myself, domestic violence, struggle.
And now, God, you're totally at peace with herself. What you're going to see, Christi is totally at peace with herself.
Yeah.
Absolutely an amazing guest. We've learned a little bit about who we are, what we are, and there's really, what I understand, there's nothing beyond that we can't reach. We can always reach that if we want to, but we've got to understand ourselves first.
We are incredible human beings.
And majority of you don't even use a quarter of it or a third of it, or you've got to just learn to love yourself. I mean, we're all different.
Yeah.
We're all out there. It's all a big world of competition.
And know that anything's possible for you.
Everything's possible. There you go. That's wonderful. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.